Alright, people. It's been already a week. We've given you enough time to go out and watch Marvel's Spider-Man Far From Home. And also because other people have already done spoiler discussions about Marvel's Spider-Man Far From Home. And we're obviously very late to the party. So, yeah, that's a thing. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Mystery Room. My name is David DeLeon, aka Mystery Gamer X. Joining me tonight for the spoilers. Let me say it big. Spoilers! Very huge, very big. Spoilers for Spider-Man Far From Home. Joining me is IMG.
The movie was good. Go see it.
Well, that's our show, people. See you next time. No, but seriously, people. G, be serious.
Yes, I'm serious, and I am seriously in this spoiler review because if I was in the other one, let's just say that X wouldn't have a channel anymore.
Do I still have a channel anymore, considering what you and Mythos do to me every single live stream? I still put in doubt that the integrity of this here family-friendly channel.
Hey, those are family-friendly streams.
Yeah. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about
Yes.
the boy.
Our boy, Twip the Twip.
The twippity twip boy. I already gave my opinion and my overall thoughts on the movie on my non-spoiler review. So, let me hear it. What did you think about the movie, G?
Okay, first of all, let me start with the negative, because I usually start with the bad and then I end with the good. The movie falls short in a few things that, Endgame just put the level way up. And to go and see Spider-Man Far From Home, it was like a downgrade. It was like back to the beginning. To me, in the shortcomings, it was more to do with the pacing. Mostly to me was the pacing and the guy sitting in front of us.
The guy sitting in front of us is not part of the... I mean, it is part of the experience, but it is not the movie's fault. So
No, it's not the movie's fault.
you cannot press charges against the movie just because of a guy sitting in front of you, G. That is not cool. That is not permitted by law. You cannot deduct points just because of someone else that was in front of us. That is not cool.
I'm not deducting points. Anyway, to the good. Peter Parker. Then again, Tom Holland. He does a great job. Jim Gyllenhaal?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jim.
Amazing performance. Amazing performance has Mysterio, and to be honest, the way he acted makes me question: is he dead? Is he alive? We don't know.
Oh yeah, by the way, spoilers! I've said it like 3 times already. Spoilers! This video contains spoilers for Spider-Man Far From Home. It's, by the way, Mysterio, he's the bad guy. Big shocker.
He's the bad guy? Oh my god! I thought he was good. No. To be honest, the trailers at the first drew me off a little bit, and some of the opinions of the reactions to the trailer actually drew me to that path.
Nah.
That it was like...
I didn't believe no shit, man. I could smell it. I smell bullshit.
He did a number on you, kid.
The bullshit. I could smell it.
No, but Zendaya, the new MJ, her attitude very different from Homecoming, actually.
Yeah, I said it. I said it in my non-spoiler review. It's like they made a 180 with her, and they changed her character completely because she didn't feel like the same character from Homecoming, and I actually liked her more in this one than in.
No, not at all. In Homecoming, she was like you would think that you will get a regular MJ, and when they do this one, you're like, you're not the regular MJ. So there's more to meet the eye with her characterization. And Zendaya, oh my gosh, she did a great job with
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I really liked Zendaya with Tom Holland. They have a lot of good chemistry as Peter and MJ. Which, by the way, I now remember that they never addressed her as anything other than MJ. They never said Michelle or Michelle Jones or whatever her real name is. They always said
Yeah,
always just said MJ all the time. So
so it's always MJ. Her friends call her MJ. She revealed her name. I don't remember correctly because, well,
in
we don't
Homecoming
we're bad with names.
in
We're bad with
Homecoming
names.
her name is Michelle Jones. I think that's her real name. But in this movie they never mentioned her full name. They just called her MJ the entire time.
Yeah, but then again, we are not great with names. We're good with faces, not great with names.
Yeah.
Uh, the locations, yeah, they change it up a little bit, even though they ended up in London.
Yeah,
You
London,
would
which is
think
just European New York City.
exactly. It's like, when it's not New York, it's London, and when it's London, well, they go to San Francisco, which, to be fair, is just a poor man's version of New York.
What is London but old New York? You know. um.
No, no, but not kidding at all. The the places they went through, they went to Venice, I think. They went to Prague. They
Yep.
went to London. Yeah, they made you feel like you were in Europe. They wanted you to know this is Europe. This is not the United States, and it shows. It shows because there's no Shield influence in this thing.
I would say that there's no Shield influence because again, spoilers. This isn't the real Nick Fury, so he doesn't have the con. I would
Let's
say
leave that. Let's leave that to the end because yeah,
I
that mind blew my mind.
yeah. We knew that something was off with Nick Fury. But going back to the beginning, I think, like I said on my non-spoiler review, I really didn't. I found that first half so generic with the elementals. Like, I'm so glad that they decided to like do the switcheroo that they did with Mysterio, like presenting him at first as a good guy and then showing him off as the actual bad guy.
Exactly, yeah,
I,
exactly. That's when the movie actually kicks off because
that's when the movie actually starts to get one serious. It
yeah,
gets way better, like in terms of
in the
everything, in terms of
in the first part,
acting, uh,
in the first part,
cinematography, and everything.
it's just another superhero movie.
Yeah, that's the
Big effects, big action. That's the first part. But
I
then when they twist it, then there you go.
yeah, it's kind of I actually find that interesting because it's the opposite of Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3, that movie was so good at the beginning when it was kind of serious and having to Tony trying to deal with this terrorist called the Mandarin and whatnot. When it was that part in Iron Man 3, that movie was very good and very well done. But then they did the twist, and that's when it all fell apart for me. Here, it's the opposite. The first part is like too generic and too slow, and then when they do the twist, that's when it gets far more interesting.
Exactly. I think that if they would have done the twist in the order that they did it on Spider-Man: Far From Home, I think that Iron Man, critically speaking, would have done a little bit better.
Eh, maybe I still don't think that movie would have done. Go back and watch the trailers, people. It's not the same movie as the one that we got at the end. Um,
Exactly.
but yeah, the whole thing with the elementals, in theory, it sounded cool and everything, but they also like went through them like very fast. Like Spider-Man only fought like what, two of them? The other two, Mysterio
He
supposedly
fought
defeated them.
the he fought the water one
And the volcano one.
and the volcano one. Yeah, Mysterio already went with Wind and Earth because those were the other two.
Yeah. I mean,
And yeah, I was kind of
supposedly
glad.
because we
I
know
was
that.
kind of glad. Yeah, we know the truth. We know the truth, people. Believe us. Uh, no, but they went really fast with the elementals. They were like they showed you the first one, and the first one was the wind one. The
No, the
first one
first
that
one
they
was
showed.
the Earth one because it was the Sandman looking one.
Yeah, the Sandman. Uh, they went to Mexico. They said that the hurricane had like a face or something, and
Yep.
but they went through it really fast, and that's when cue the Audi because Audi and Shield they got something.
Oh yeah, by the way, people, the mystery room is now sponsored by Audi. Not really, but continue.
I wish.
I wish. But yeah,
Uh,
but I'm kind of glad that they did go through them fast because they needed to get to that plot twist. Plot twist for those who don't read comic books. For those who know about the comics and whatnot, they knew that Mysterio was gonna be the bad guy.
yeah,
Um,
they always knew,
the
but
thing
the
is that
origin story, the
yeah,
origin story
they
for
did
Mysterio.
they did him actually pretty well actually in retrospect because for the first half, Jake Gyllenhaal, his acting was kind of wooden and just like not in the mood, not
Very superhero alien like
yeah, no,
because
yeah, like
because supposedly the backstory is that he comes from another dimension thanks to the stone opening the rift and yada yada yada.
yeah, no,
You get the whole explanation
but
in the
J-
movie.
but in terms of him as an actor, I'm not talking about the character. He's acting like a fake actor or as an actor would act in a superhero movie. You know, the ones that phone the deliveries and all that. Like, I came from Earth 833. My family was murdered. You killed my father. You killed my mother. Now I will kill you. Something like that.
Robert De
Like
Niro movie.
acting like an actor. He wasn't acting like the character of Mysterio because that's what was needed of him at the moment. Once the twist gets done, you see a brand new Jake Gyllenhaal acting, and
but
that's the amazing
but
thing that he could do both of those things.
But in my opinion, that's when if you pay close attention, that's when you notice that there's something wrong with Fury.
Yeah,
Because Fury, the entire movie, he's like, trust in Mysterio, supposedly.
trust in
Trust in
Mysterio, and
Mysterio.
when Mysterio says, or no, Fury says he's Mysterio is from Earth, just not yours. And I caught that. I had not some of the other stuff like others calling him Nick or whatever and not Fury. I didn't catch any of that. I totally forgot that.
Yes, because if we remember Captain Marvel,
Which I don't.
even his kids would call him Fury.
Exactly. But yeah, it was a very slow burn at the beginning of the movie. I also found it. I can't. I'm conflicted at one point at the beginning of the movie when they started the Marvel logo, and the song that started. Which one was it? I will always remember you. I think it was, or something like that. I know it was like one of these sappy. The equivalent
Yeah,
the equivalent to Yo Te Extrañaré here in Puerto Rico.
yeah, exactly.
Like
It was that one.
it
It
was
was that
doing
one.
like a
Also,
montage of the fallen or whatever.
exactly.
It was good for
They call
a
it they call it the blip,
yeah.
not the snap.
It
They
was
call it the blip.
it was it was it was nice for a laugh, but I think
It
that
was the
I
it
think
was the
that
longest laugh I had.
I think that I haven't the wound of losing Tony Stark and Black Widow and all those characters is still fresh in me. So I found it funny, but I also found it like I kind of didn't want this to be taken so lightly. with what happened to these characters. So
Well,
I'm
when
like
you
a
come
little
out
bit
of
conflicted on
when
that.
you have Endgame fresh in your mind, you go exactly to where you are now. You go like, yeah, this is a little bit too soon, guys, too soon.
Exactly. I feel like the second half of the movie when Peter is much more in stress and anxious and having all those having all that desperation that Mysterio that he realizes now that Mysterio is the bad guy and he got hurt and all that. That's when the movie really gets really good for me because it actually becomes a little bit more serious too. It kind of drops the whole um, the most of the jokey parts that were in the first part and all that. I mean, there's still jokes
There's still
thrown in
humor.
it,
There's
but
still humor.
they're not
There,
as prevalent as they were in the first half of the movie.
there's still the Marvel humor. The Marvel humor is still there on the second part, but on the first part, and especially in the beginning, it was kind of inappropriate because,
Yeah.
yeah, we're talking about Tony Stark, Iron Man, and if you saw Endgame, which at this point I think that you have seen it like 100 times, you know that that part of him sacrificing himself is very emotional. For them to actually bring it to Spider-Man Far Far Home and to do it a little bit lightly, jokey kind of way,
Yep.
it kind of is like it really it doesn't bother me as much, but it still bothers me.
It bothered me a little bit more than you, I think. But let's just fast forward. Let's stop talking about the whatever the first act was.
Let's call it
Um,
the blip.
yeah, let's call it the let's call it the trip. Let's call it the trip instead of the trip.
Yeah, the
Uh,
trip.
once Peter gives the glasses, the Tony Stark glasses to Mysterio, and Mysterio. By the way, that I know I've seen a lot of reviews, and people seem conflicted. Like I've seen, or not conflicted, but I've seen both sides. Like a lot of people really liked the exposition spouting of Mysterio, and a lot of people really don't like that part. I'm in the camp that I really liked it because unlike other
Well,
times, unlike other times where the villain is spouting all that exposition over to the hero, this time it's to his own team, like to his own.
to his own team.
Yeah, it's
But
more for us.
this
It's more
is
for us to understand what is happening and what had happened prior.
this is where they incorporate Mysterio into the MCU as a whole,
Yep.
because it if you look back, he used to work with Tony Stark, but not only him, the entire Mysterio team used to work with Tony Stark,
Yep.
and every single one of them has
Especially
gone to
William.
pick Tony Stark.
Especially William, which was the one that. God damn it! I love that everyone just talks about that scene from Iron Man 1 now, where Obadiah Stane just Tony Stark built this in a cave with a bunch of scraps. Like I love that. They actually showed that scene too in the freaking movie, and it was
Exactly.
like, well, fudge.
Exactly. Um, Fart. Let's just go with that.
The fart, the
It was
barf,
fart.
the barf.
The barf. Yeah.
Not a fart,
Fart.
a barf.
Almost a fart.
Yeah,
Almost a fart.
almost.
But yeah, the way that they revealed who Mysterio was and the story behind it actually brings sense into the whole incorporating Mysterio into the MCU.
Into
And
this
also,
universe specifically, because I've seen a lot of people that are complaining that, oh, why is it again Tony Stark? Why does it have to be? Because he created this whole thing. If it weren't for Iron Man, for the first Iron Man, we wouldn't have an MCU. We wouldn't have an Avengers. We wouldn't have Endgame. We wouldn't have this Spider-Man. So yeah, they're trying to tie up everything into this universe, even if it has to
it's
be Iron
necessary.
Man.
It's necessary that they bring this. They bring Tony Stark in one way or the other,
Exactly, because he
because
was also his
yeah,
mentor. like almost like a father figure to Spider-Man in this universe. So
It was almost like a father figure. Well, because at one point I think at the scene in the tulipan field,
yeah,
in the flower field, Happy and Peter have a heart to heart, and at one point you can see that, yeah, Happy was Tony's best friend, and he knew that Tony screwed up. He saw it, he lived through it, and Happy knew that Peter saw Tony as a father figure
yep,
of sorts. So yeah, they are still pretty hurt that he's gone, and especially Peter. I think that in this movie he's trying to find his place in the Avengers.
yep, and the
He's
whole
an
in
Avenger.
the world, I would I think in
Well,
his place in the world, like
I would
who
say that his place
among
is,
all these gods and among all these superheroes, who am I?
well. I believe
That's
that
deep. That's worthy of
I think that
staring
I
at the
think that
moon.
he has a pretty good idea of who he is. He's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. But
Exactly.
then he's taken out from the neighborhood into this team of big guys, and we're talking about Thor, the God of Thunder. We're talking about Hulk, the green giant that can smash you into pieces. Captain America, that it's a legend from 1940s, the World War II, and then Tony Stark, the man who started it all. And if it's not and if you don't think that he's the man who started it all, you need to go see Agent Carter, and you need to go see Captain America: The First Avenger. Why? Because his father is there. Stark Stark Senior is there. I mean, it just cannot get any more connected than that. And I believe that if someone has a problem with that, they should go back, see the movies, and then rethink this whole thing. Because, yeah, I share the same opinion as you. Iron Man was the one who put the spark that ignited the flame.
It was the wagon that put the fuel in the rocket that will take us. I don't know. But
Somehow I felt that was coming.
well, you pushed me to it, son. You pushed me to it. Um,
I
but
got you.
um, but yeah, the whole Mysterio being a product of Tony Stark is a very different angle, obviously, from the comic books, but it fits the mold of this universe in particular, and it is better for it. And I don't know. It's just that
Any other way it wouldn't have made sense how they brought up Mysterio.
exactly.
Even even if the facade was not there, even if the facade was not in the movie or anything, I think that it wouldn't have worked any other way.
Yeah. Um, one of the best, no, the best scene. I mean, second best scene. We'll get to the first, to the best scene of the movie later, which was in the mid-credit scene. But the second best scene in the entire movie, I think, for me personally, was when Mysterio, when Spider-Man gets to the supposed shield building. Uh, and it turns out to be an empty warehouse because it's all an illusion by Mysterio and all that.
And
Uh,
that's when you know that the Peter Tingle is not working.
yeah. Also, the whole the Peter thing not working, and I've heard a lot of people also complain about that. I'm pretty sure that it was because of the snap that it got disrupted or something. That's just a theory.
I mean,
I don't think
if
that they've expressed why he doesn't have it.
no, they haven't explicitly said it, but if you go back to Infinity War, you notice that when he goes to Stark, he goes like, "Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Yeah,
Uh,
he could.
Something is wrong. Something is wrong."
Yeah, because of the spider
You
sense, he could
feel
sense that he was going to die, and I think that once he comes back,
exactly.
he had like lost that ability for some reason. Um,
Well, it's not that it's lost. I think that it's more like it goes haywire or overloaded, and it needs time to recover.
yeah,
And yeah, I think that the snap was the reason why that the spider senses don't work.
yeah, the speeder.
The speeder.
Compra tu juguete de Spiderman. But yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes, the warehouse scene where Mysterio just does all of his illusions. We even got a little nod to Marvel Zombies with the Iron Man suit and the
Iron
skeleton
Man.
and the
I,
skeleton
I,
inside, and shit was creepy, by the way.
it was creepy as fuck, man. I've never been into Marvel zombies, and when they put it in this movie, I was like, well, "What the hell's going on?" And where is a grave? I thought that he was gonna say Uncle Ben, but
Yeah.
then when I saw Mr. Stark, and then the hand comes up, and then the entire hand, Spider-Man comes. You see that it's a zombie coming at you. You're like, "Oh shit!" But that scene was it was very well done. The special effects, especially, were
Oh yeah.
on point.
Oh yeah. I think that
And then
they saved a lot of the
uh,
budget of the special effects. Like they saved it a lot from the first part of the movie, and they just threw it into the second part, and that's where they just start throwing a lot of more special effects on the whole movie.
but yeah, that scene was the special effects on that scene were used very well, but they were also used on the final fight
Oh yeah, that was also used a bit on the final battle, but
with the twist that that time he had the Peter tingle.
yeah, but on this scene, it reminded me a lot of Marvel Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4, the game that released last year. Um,
Mhm.
in that game, it's not Mysterio; it's actually Scorpion. That kind of does a lot with his head and all that. Some people were saying that it would have been cooler if it had been Mysterio instead of Scorpion, but hey, whatever. But yeah, that part was pretty damn amazing. For me, it was one of the highlights of the movie. Uh,
Most definitely, and basically it drives you to the end. It takes you home. It takes you all the way home.
yeah,
I
because
think that the special effects were used very very well on that one. And yeah,
probably one of the best parts in that sequence was when supposedly Nick Fury shot Mysterio and supposedly killed him, and Peter trusts the Nick Fury and tells him who else knows about the drone thingy that MJ
yeah.
found and all that. That was pretty awesome because I mean I knew that it wasn't Nick Fury, that it was actually Mysterio, but
No, Fury wouldn't let himself get shot.
yeah, uh,
Going back, thinking back, watching the scenes in my head. You know, like the owl, that Simpson shit.
yes.
Going back and watching and watching Winter Soldier, Nick Fury actually gets shots.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Let's just skip right through to the final battle. I mean, before that, there was a very interesting throwback scene when Peter's with Happy on the plane, and
oh yeah,
he's starting to construct the new Spider-Man
the
suit. We
new suit.
see a couple of other suits. We see the original Iron Spider suit from the comics, and I think that I've seen that one of the suits was also from the Spider-Man game. I think it was the Velocity suit or something like that. But most importantly,
I
the
I
most
have
important
played the game
throwback.
because you brought it here at my home, but I'm gonna get
Yeah,
to
I
it.
know that you haven't played that much of it, but the most important part of that was Back in Black.
Uh, you lose the match in this modem because of that.
God damn it, Jeremy Johns! If you're not watching this, but if you were, you just had to say Back in Black, and you would have been the Inner Kingdom champion of the Moo Trios Moda. Anyways, but that was a throwback to the first Iron Man. That was the song that began this whole universe too.
Exactly.
So it's fitting that it was here at the end of Phase 3, because Spider-Man Far From Home is now officially the ending of the Phase 3 of the MCU.
Exactly. And on that note, I would like to say that when they presented the display of the entire of all the possible spider suits, they brought up the original Iron Spider because
Yeah.
the Iron Spider that you get here it has four legs. The original Iron Spider only has three, and the symbol on the chest is a little bit different.
Yeah. There were a couple of other suits that I'm sure other people might have noticed, but that one and the Spider-Man game one were the most prominent ones.
But
But
hey, that's just an armor, a Spider-Man armor.
thanks for watching. But yeah, skipping to the end there, he fights Mysterio. He gets his Peter Tingle back, and he manages to outmaneuver him. And I think that one of the drones is the one that hits Mysterio. And
Yeah, one of the drones is actually the one that gets Mysterio and kills him.
yeah, so kills
Just
him,
kills him.
kills him,
Kills him.
quote unquote, because I still think that he must have pulled off something, and he's not really dead. Considering that
No,
they let
it-
Vulture
he-
live in the first Spider-Man Homecoming, I'm pretty
He
sure that
made-
they're not gonna let Mysterio go. They want to do a Sinister Six
he
proper
made
this
one
time.
he made one hell of a contingency plan. And speaking of the contingency plan, it's almost driving me to the end, and I don't want to. Without your cue, I didn't want to go there yet.
No,
because
we're going there right now. We're just
Okay.
we're frying
Okay.
the coke and jumping the shark. We're,
Okay, back to New York.
Yeah, we're back in New
Things
York.
get resolved. Peter gets home. He asks Ned where his suitcase is, and Ned just blurs out, it burned. I think it exploded somewhere in the fight."
Yeah,
But yeah, back to New York. He's back to being your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Picks up MJ to actually go for a swing.
for a
instead
swing.
of me.
Hey, baby,
Wow.
you wanna go for a swing?
They go for a swing there, and they go to New York Main Street, I think.
Yeah,
I haven't never been to New York, so I don't know
I've been
what
to New
it's
York, but it's been almost 20 years since I've been to New York, so I don't remember shit. Also, since it's not at night, I don't recognize the actual main street
No,
of New York.
It's,
I mean,
it's
I don't.
not recognizable at all. It's
yeah.
not recognizable at all.
Also,
until
there
see the
there
big
is you know the building that we saw that you said that's new, that wasn't there.
oh yeah, the modern building with the.
Yeah, that's where the Avengers Tower used to be. Remember
really?
that they were selling that in Homecoming to someone else, so and they didn't reveal what that building is.
What that building is, and I think that Opscorp is actually the one who.
There's one of two options. It's either Oscorp building or the Baxter building that is from the Fantastic Four, since now Marvel has the rights back to the X-Men and Fantastic Four. Yes, now that the mouse.
And I'm holding all. I'm holding all. I hold them all.
It's a matter of time before Sony also becomes my moneymaker. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
either one of those two.
My money's on Oscorp, and mainly because of the prospect that we will have. We will probably, well, most definitely, will get a Sinister Six at one point.
Yep.
So yeah, they're there in the street, and suddenly, pew, the big screen goes off. But it's
Héctor, noticia de última hora.
surprise.
You know, it would have been interesting if for us Puerto Ricans, it would have been the Comay that showed up instead of a news anchor.
Most definitely, you will hear Hector. Hay
Héctor.
cierto superhéroe que metió la pata.
Anyways, yeah. That's for you Spanish folk, for all you Puerto Rican folk. If you're watching this, you know. That was for
exactly. So yeah, they're there. The news come there, and then that's when the thing gets interesting because we get a cameo from our
That-
dearly
that's-
beloved
that's-
J.
that's-
Jonah Jameson.
That's the best scene in the movie when J.K. Simmons, the original J. Jonah Jameson from the Sam Raimi trilogy, aka the perfect casting of any role pertaining to superheroes. He comes back to play J. Jonah Jameson again. A
Exactly.
little bit different. He doesn't have the flat top hair. His mustache is a little bit bigger, not the Hitler stash that he used to have.
You would think it's a little bit different, but still,
But it's
it's the
still him.
original.
It's
It's still
still
him.
him. Like,
It's still him, and you still know that he still thinks that Spider-Man is a menace.
oh, now more than ever. Now he's like, that
Exactly.
Spider-Man is a menace.
But I want to bring attention to the way that they brought the Daily Bugle here, because in the game, the Daily Bugle is is an internet radio channel,
Yep.
and here it's also an internet radio channel.
It's like say primerahora.com or you know, one of these newspaper websites, but that are now digital form only. That's what
Exactly.
it's dailybugle.net. So yeah, it's a much more modernized
Exactly.
way of the Daily Bugle.
And that's when the video of Mysterio actually saying lies and everything, that Spider-Man
Yeah,
was the one who killed him and
the
everything.
manipulated evidence and whatnot, which is very very interesting because this whole movie, if you analyze it a little bit further, is a very interesting dichotomy of the way that the media works in our real life in our day and age, the manipulation
Hmm.
of information and all that stuff.
Exactly,
That
exactly.
is a
And
very interesting commentary on our real life.
Marvel is known for its social commentary, and I think that commentary that they're doing there is actually well placed because it's also that they are believing an unbelievable source.
Yep.
I mean, you get a video from a suspicious source and you immediately go like, "Yeah, that must be true." No, you don't do that. You go back, you see the video, and you investigate. Is this true? Does it really happen? But that's when we get the what the f moment
Yes, the very what the f moment that is going to be interesting going forward because now Spider-Man's identity has been revealed to the world.
to the entire world. To the entire world. It's
Everyone
not
now knows that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. I mean,
which which brings the question that actually pop up in my head. Since that we don't have technically we don't have Avengers in this point in time, what do the rest are gonna do, and how will Fury, of all people, is gonna react
I
to
mean,
this?
I would assume that Fury would step up and try to help Peter somehow because this is
But no, he
partially his fault for leaving someone else in his place.
okay. Let's go back. Let's go to that scene. The ending of the movie actually connects to the post-credit scene.
Exactly. Nick Fury's
We
a
all
scroll.
know
Surprise, bitches!
Nick
Nick
Fury's a
Fury's a
scroll.
scroll.
He's a scroll. But
It's
if
me,
we go back
Austin.
to
It's me,
is it
Austin.
all?
It's me, it's Talos. It was always me all along.
Yes, but if we go back to the to Captain Marvel, you will get the sense that the Kree are actually the bad guys.
Yep.
In the comics, it's not like
It's the
that. In the
opposite. I
comic,
mean,
it's
in
the
the
opposite.
comics, it's both races are kind of dicks. So, but here,
Yeah,
here
but the
the
scrolls
scrolls
more like the
aren't
Kree.
completely bad, is what they're trying to imply, as opposed to the comics where the scrolls are super duper evil.
Exactly. And this is where it gets interesting because Fury is relaxing in Tahiti when he's getting the call from Talos that, yes, I know I messed it up, and
Tahiti.
but I wanted to
It's a
help the
magical
kid.
place.
I wanted to help the kid, you know. And I think that the scroll that was playing Maria Hill was Talos's wife, right?
Yeah, yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was Talos's wife, and she was like fighting, like, I told you, we should just follow orders. I mean, you get your typical marriage bickering and stuff like that.
Yep,
But anyway, back to Fury. He's relaxing in Tahiti. Such a magical
it's a
place.
magical place.
But is he? He's not.
He is
He's in a
relaxing
space station
in space.
in space. Bitch, you've been to space.
Bitch,
Which,
please. You've been to.
which, which I thought that they were gonna remove that so that it wouldn't be in the
In the
movie, but
movie.
they kept it. They kept it,
Uh,
and well, to be honest, it was their fault because they when they played that trailer, everyone reacted very positive to that thing.
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's a funny scene.
So yeah, so Fury is just relaxing. He was brought back to his own time. He was snapped, if you remember correctly. And he's on a space station with an army. No, 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 not an army. Legions of scrolls
Yep.
in a space station that is pointing down to Earth. But the most interesting thing about that scene, to me, being a sci-fi guy, is that the space station has the form of a sword, and it's looking down on Earth.
Yeah, it's obviously a nod to not a nod, but a symbolization that it's shield is
Maybe
gone.
Shield.
Shield is gone. Now they have evolved into sword. Now they're going to deal with intergalactic threats and all that. And it's been said in the past. Kevin Feige has said that ending with Phase 3, the Marvel Cinematic Universe would deal with much more cosmic things because it's been relatively Earth based, but the starting phase 4
Hey,
it's gonna be more
hey,
space.
New York, London, San Francisco, Hong Kong, they need a break.
Yeah, now the entire
Hey,
planet's gonna run in peril.
exactly. But that's another story for another Marvel universe. So yeah, I think that they're gonna be in space most of the time. Yay!
Yeah,
Um,
you being the sci-fi guy, I know that you're much more excited about that prospect now.
yeah, they also revealed the villain for Guardians of the Galaxy. I haven't read the article yet, but yeah,
I
that
haven't seen
last
anything
scene.
actually, so I'm not sure what.
Nah, we
That movie is
we'll get a
still a ways off, so
exactly. We'll get a trailer eventually.
yeah.
Anyway, but that post credit scene actually drove us crazy. You were losing your head. I was losing my mind. When we came out of the theater, just walked silently to our to my car, and when we got in the car, I turned on the radio, and some mellow jazz music was playing,
Very fitting.
and that's when we started to actually go off. We were like, "What the fuck? What happened?" And you pointed out that people outside must be hearing this music and seeing us discuss the post credit scene.
Yeah, it was definitely two very interesting post credit scenes, both for the future of Spider-Man and for the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe as a
as
whole.
as a whole, yeah,
Uh,
as a whole.
Overall, the movie was pretty good. Uh,
Yeah, go check it out. It's very it has its downfalls. Maybe
yeah, it's
you
not
will.
without its flaws, but it's still I would say a good movie and a good time. Unless you're a
It is.
super purist Spider-Man nut that wants nothing of Iron Man wreaking your Spider-Man lore or whatever, then it's not gonna be for you. But if you are okay with all that, then you're probably gonna enjoy it like most of us.
Yeah, you're gonna enjoy it if you're not the guy in front of me.
Leave the poor guy alone. It's already been a week. Anyways, people, that was our spoilers. Long ass discussion because, of course, we can never just talk like 5 minutes or 10 minutes about something spoilery without, making
When
it
we go
five
off, we
hours.
go off. When
Yes.
we go off, kid.
So yeah, pretty good movie. If you haven't, I mean, if you haven't seen it, why the hell are you seeing this video? Why?
Exactly.
I have to ask why. Like, I assume
Get
that
out
that,
and
that
go see the movie.
I
Get off your ass
assume
and go see the movie.
I assume that you saw that it says spoilers, huge spoilers, spoilers, people. So yeah, it was a good movie. Obviously not.
Before we go, how do you rate it?
Uh, uh I just I don't know.
Cinco chocolate,
Eh,
un chocolate, tres chocolate.
I think I really don't want to give like scores or anything for this. I just say if I recommend it or not. I obviously I recommend it. As a Marvel fan, as a casual for both, I highly recommend the movie. But no, I'm not
Recommended
gonna.
for, in my case, I recommend that for casuals and for Marvel
Yeah,
MCU fans.
casual fans are gonna probably enjoy the twist more. Probably, maybe I don't know. Marvel fans will see the twist coming a mile away, but still enjoy probably the rest of the movie. Maybe I don't know. Who knows? Who
They'll
knows how
enjoy
people
the movie.
think, right?
I have a pretty good idea, but that's another topic for another time.
Yeah. So yeah, recommend it. Go watch it. Still, you shouldn't have watched this before going to watch the movie. People, please don't be like that. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching this video. Remember, we're still doing the whole 1,000 subscribers thing. Uh,
Exactly. The subscribe so that you can see this guy play Resident Evil
Resident Evil HD for the
HD.
first time, me screaming, yelling, and getting kicked out of my house for doing said screaming and yelling. And being scared
Exactly.
and say, "Mommy, I'm mommy. Why did I, mommy, mommy, sack my lucky
Give us
mommy."
a give us a like, leave a comment,
I like, share, subscribe, do the thing.
share with your friends. Also, check out this guy's first strike video. Last time he played Trails of Cold Steel 2, and
That also
he
contains
almost
spoilers, major spoilers for the first Trails of Cold Steel. So watch the first Trails of Cold Steel, play the first Trails of Cold Steel, and then watch the video for Trails of Cold Steel 2. Otherwise,
it's
you
just
can watch the first strike episode that I did for Spider-Man on the PlayStation 1 and Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4. That one has no spoilers. You're safe for that one.
yeah, uh, yeah. Just go see the movie.
Exactly. Just do it. Give Disney your money so that maybe someday they can give us their money. I don't know how that works, but hey, we need a Marvel check. Somebody get me a Marvel check over here. Anyways, people,
Yeah.
it's been
Have
long.
a
We
good.
won't keep you here longer. So until the next time, may your hearts be your guiding key.
May the force be with you.
Always and Spider-Man, Spider-Man.